There once was a time, not too long ago, when not a whole lot of AR-15 manufacturers existed. There were a handful of guys out there, and they all made pretty darn good products. But today, there's over 200 manufacturers out there making some type of AR-15 platform rifle. How do you choose which one to go with? Remember, your family's safety could be a consequence of making the wrong decision. We're here to help you make that decision. We're here in Windham, Maine at the Windham Weaponry headquarters, and we're going to show you what it's like to become a pretty strong player in the AR-15 business in a very short period of time, and we're going to tell you how they did it. The state of Maine is known for many things. The ones I'm most aware of are lobsters, lighthouses, and being cold. But a short drive, and even shorter flight, north of Portland, Maine, brings you to Windham, Maine, the home of Windham Weaponry. For being nestled in the heart of a small town, there's nothing small town about the 72,000 square foot facility at Windham Weaponry. We got our feet on the ground, got our cameras out, and couldn't wait to take a look at everything we'd heard so much about here in Windham, Maine at the Windham Weaponry facility. It's probably safe to say that nearly every firearms manufacturer out there has some level of quality control standards implemented in their normal everyday workflow. However, not all of them have it where Windham Weaponry does, at the very beginning of that workflow. Their rigid quality control standards begin even before the parts make it to the production floor.
Every single barrel gets 100% visually inspected, chamber, and so on and so forth. Everything is get rejected and scrapped out. Within the bore itself, we're looking for proper chrome, any kind of porosities from the chrome plating process, such as etching from the electrolytic process, proper chrome adhesion, any kind of natural issues such as rust that happen during summer months or anything else, any kind of void that may happen in the barrel due to the poor metal.
And this attention to detail happens on every part.
We're taking our receivers and we're looking at them for any possible visual defects. And if the guys see some type of defect that they're not happy with, they'll go after it with a grinder or a buffing wheel. And what that does is keep those defects from showing through the anodized finish.
And that very present quality control mindset, it starts at the top.
Yeah, I think really I look at quality as two different facets. The first part is really the product coming in, and we are very particular about what product we're bringing in. We want to make sure that we're going as far up the stream as we can to make sure that we've got quality at the beginning of that stream. For instance, we buy all our own barrel steel, make sure we're buying 4150 chrome moly, getting it right from the source, getting the certs that we want to make sure we're happy with that steel that's coming in.
And if there's a method to detect inadequacies in products, Windham uses it.
What Brandon's doing is using the air gauge to get down into the carrier where your bolt tail seals off. It's a fairly precise diameter down in there, and we use the air gauge because they're fairly accurate, and it's very quick to dip them into the box and do the screening. If we see some type of discrepancy on the air gauge, then we can pick it up and go with some precision pins to make a call as to whether that carrier's good or bad. So we'll do 100% of our loose carriers that way.
And the impressive thing from a consumer standpoint is that anyone during the process, no matter what your rank or title is, has veto power and can can anything that does not fit in the quality of a Windham Weaponry rifle.
Everyone involved knows to get a great finished product, it starts right from the raw forging right through into completion. So by having people with all that experience, they can work their way through and spot when something's not right.
This group of parts right here did not make the cut. You'll notice that the Windham technicians take each part that doesn't make the cut and they mark on the product where the defects are, send them back to the vendor to prevent this from happening again and being sent defective products. With this kind of commitment to quality control, it's no wonder Windham Weaponry is one of the most respected rifles on the market in terms of quality and functionality. Their slogan that the quality goes in before the rifle goes out is not just a bumper sticker or a cute t-shirt. They live this philosophy.
I would put our product against any product out there.
In our next chapter of the Windham Weaponry story, we'll talk to some of the Windham employees and what it means to work for a company like Windham Weaponry. You'll also meet a very interesting man, Mr. Dick Dyke, the owner of Windham Weaponry, and then you'll understand why the employees think, feel, and work the way they do.
We are a family. I don't know how to explain it better than that. We have fun together. We kind of suffer together when somebody gets hurt. And at the end of the day, we put out a hell of a product. We're very proud of what we put out.
We'll also share a little-known story from Mr. Dyke about a very well-known rifle inventor. You'll see this and more in the next chapter of the Windham Weaponry story. For more on Windham Weaponry, visit them at windhamweaponry.com.